Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Hello. I was wondering, I've heard this objection before that we believe that the apostles weren't lying because they just never recanted their faith even in the face of death. But I guess I've just heard this common objection that just that they didn't, and that
They didn't what?
they didn't recant, or did not that they didn't actually die for their faith, and because some of these, I guess Thomas, it's not actually in the Bible.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay.
So the question we're tackling today is a big one. How certain can we be that the apostles truly believed what they preached to the point of dying for it? Some skeptics argue that the stories of their martyrdom might be exaggerated or unclear. Essentially, the question is whether these men, who claim to have seen the risen Jesus, were genuinely willing to face death for that belief, or if they might have recanted under pressure. Let's break down the evidence and see what history tells us. And stick around, because we'll also be sharing a humorous take on just how absurd it would have been for the apostles to fake the resurrection in our video if Jesus' resurrection were a hoax.
Well, the newest research on that was done by Dr. Sean McDowell in his doctrinal dissertation maybe 7-8 years ago. It's called The Fate of the Apostles. You can get it on Amazon. Here's what Sean will say. Out of the 11 remaining apostles, 4 of them we have very good first century evidence for that they literally died for their faith. And then the next group of 3 or 4, we have okay evidence, but not super great evidence. And for the last few, we don't really have good evidence, but there's no evidence from the ancient world that anybody ever recanted. Now, the top 4 are Peter, Paul, James, the half-brother of Jesus, and James, the brother of John. We have first century evidence for those people dying for their faith. In fact, James, the half-brother of Jesus, is thrown off the Temple Mount by the Sanhedrin in 62 AD, and then he's stoned to death. And Josephus, the Jewish historian, tells us this. It's not even in the New Testament. And he was probably in Jerusalem at the time because he lived from 37 AD to about 100 AD. And so there's another writer, Hegesippus, who also talks about that event. He's basically the pastor of the church in Jerusalem 30 years after his brother is alleged to have risen from the dead. Now, why would he be dying for his brother, claiming to be God, if his brother didn't rise from the dead? Doesn't make any sense. All right, so I would ask those people who say that, why are you saying that there's no evidence? What evidence do you have that denies the evidence that does say that they did die for their faith? And just see where that goes. All right?
Yes, we can be reasonably certain that the apostles did not recant their faith and that many of them died for their beliefs. Historical evidence suggests that the apostles were unwavering in their testimony that they had seen the risen Jesus. Early Christian writings like those of Clement of Rome, circa 95 AD, and other early church fathers refer to the apostles' steadfast faith even in the face of persecution and death. While some details about the apostles' deaths come from later traditions and may lack the precise documentation we have for other historical events, the overall pattern is clear. They were willing to suffer and die rather than deny what they claimed to have witnessed. Take, for example, the apostle Peter, who is believed to have been crucified upside down in Rome, according to both church tradition and early Christian writers like Origen. Similarly, James, the brother of John, was executed by Herod Agrippa I, as recorded in the Acts of the Apostles, Acts 12:2, a relatively early source. Although specific details about Thomas's death are less clear, with traditions suggesting he was martyred in India, the lack of any historical evidence that he or any other apostle recanted is telling. This question reminds me of a comical film I saw called If Jesus' Resurrection Were a Hoax. It hilariously imagines what it might have looked like if the disciples had attempted to fake the resurrection. The video highlights how ludicrous it is that these men would risk everything for a falsehood. You won't want to miss this interesting look at why the resurrection is much more than a brilliant narrative.
Are we all here? I need 100% participation for this to work.
Yeah, everyone's here. All 12. 11. 11 of us. What's the plan?
Well, as you know, Jesus is dead. But stick with me, okay? Stick with me. I have a plan. We are going to steal his body.
Okay, I'm tracking with you. What's next?
And then we're going to tell the whole world that he rose from the dead.
Oh, you know I'm in.
I love it already.
All right, classic. Then what?
And then we're all going to get brutally murdered.
Wait, come again. Could you go over that last part real quick?
So what? We get murdered. What's the problem?
I like it. I like it. I mean, don't get me wrong, Pete. I love me a good hoax as much as the next guy, right? What's in it for us? Do we all get riches, fame, and fortune first, right?
No, get this. You're going to be hated, persecuted, and reviled for the rest of your life.
Okay, guys. Okay, fellas. Look, I gotta be missing something here, right? Okay. I mean, why on earth would we do this? Can we start over?
Okay, we'll start from the beginning. Everybody for John.
The beloved disciple.
So, okay. We go down to Jesus' tomb.
Sounds good.
This is really easy.
Then we pay off the Roman soldiers that are guarding the tomb with their lives.
Why would they do that?
Then we somehow roll away the big stone that's in front of the tomb.
Obviously, you have to move the rock first. Duh.
And then we steal his body.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
Then we tell the whole world that he rose from the dead, and we get brutally murdered for our troubles.
Epic break, bro.
Peter, you rock. Okay, guys. Okay, and then what?
Then we all get killed. Come on.
When do we see ourselves become exalted and praised?
That's just it. You don't.
What is happening? Anyone hear what I'm saying? This is the most idiotic plan of all time.
Chill out, bro. I mean, do I really have to explain the joke to you? Look, it's that we lie about Jesus' resurrection, and then we all die.
How am I supposed to chill out when our heads are getting cut off? Or worse, what is wrong with you guys? Thomas! Okay, look, back me up here. I know you can't be cool with all this. I know you gotta have some doubts. Come on.
Doubts? I don't know about having a doubt.
Okay, you guys have officially lost it, okay? I am out of here. I'd rather be exiled to a deserted island than spend another minute with you wackos.
Have I got some good news for you?